toasty, and thought we got good work in. Guys had to battle through. Good competition on both sides. Be able to take a look at the defensive side tonight, but on the offensive side of the field, we were able to see some good looks, and it's good for our guys to go against some different DBs and linebackers, and our front guys going against their D-line is, that's felt like home going against our guys. Those guys are getting off the ball and do a great job.
In terms of the Mike Pouncey plan, what thoughts do you have going into this Thursday night's game?
We're play by ear a little bit. It's going to be a lot of communication between me and him. Right now, we're going to start the game with him and see how it goes. And I just wanted to make sure I got my last confirmation from him that he was ready to go and wanted to play in a preseason game. So, but we'll play it by ear. We'll go by gut a little bit.
With Jesse Davis, what has he done to sort of elevate himself from practice squatter to potential starter?
He just put his head down and just kept working. We were actually talking about it probably about 2 weeks ago, how he's really improved in the weight room. His knowledge of the offense is as good as anybody else. It doesn't seem too big for him. He gets in there and competes, and I like the way that he's been handling himself with kind of a lot of the injuries that we've had, and he's had to move around quite a bit. Last week he practiced at right tackle the whole week, and we thought we were going to go with, Steen at left guard and Brendel at center, and then we kind of made a switch when Urbic went out, and we didn't want to have both our centers there and playing together in that first group, so Jesse got thrown in there at left guard, and he battled, knew what to do. There was very short notice for him.
Not today because obviously you're with the offense, but through yesterday, what kind of camp has Charles Harris had?
I think it's one of those situations when we get in the preseason and we're actually in games, he's creating a lot of pressure, and you just can't get frustrated because you don't have sacks. And we've been talking about it is we can't focus so much on sacks. We got to think about pass disruption. Are we getting hurries? Are we getting hits? Are we getting sacks all together? That's what's really the most important thing. If the quarterback has to get rid of the ball sooner than he wants to, that's what we're looking for. We might not always get home, but he's feeling you rush, and he's doing that right now. We haven't had the sack numbers, which for me I really don't care about. I want pressure on the quarterback, and I think he's doing that. I think it is. There's some things that's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. It gets, you see some of the run games that you see at this level, it's different. You start seeing traps and whams, and guys are starting to pop runs up the middle, and you're not really involved in the play, and then all of a sudden you get the power run schemes. It's going to take time. We're going to have to keep developing, and we're going to have to keep learning. When you're in college, you see a lot of zone reads. You don't really see the two-back offenses, and you'll see it more at this level.
To my untrained eye, and I don't know anything, TJ McDonald looks like an intimidating guy back there. Would you say that's one of the things that he would bring once he comes back?
That's a big man roaming around at free safety. When you're 6'3" and 220, might be being nice there, but he'll come downhill and he reacts fast, and he has no regard for his body. And he's got good ball skills. He knows what to do. Smart football player. And with him back there, guys know that he's roaming around, and it's a little different for him because last year he was doing completely different. He was almost playing linebacker last year. And to see him back there and the way he moves around is really impressive for a guy that size.
I know training camps advantageous for everyone, but if there's someone who might not need the work and can't wait yet, he says he loves it. What do you see out there from him?
Well, that's why you see a guy coming back year after year. And, I think when that stuff becomes kind of you don't want to do it anymore, that's probably when most guys they don't do it anymore. They retire. And I don't see that from him. I see a guy that comes out every day, works hard. He goes as hard as anybody that's on the defense and on offense. And he's always trying to get better. And he's trying to get in a rhythm with the D tackles. And when we kind of do some things where him and other ends are together, he's got a he's got a special knack to be able to just keep coming back, and he just looks like a 25-year-old kid out there running around, full of energy and just looking to get better every day.
Would you anticipate Juwan playing on Thursday?
I think so, unless we have any kind of setback. I think we got a shot to have closer, to having that first unit out there. So, but I just don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I still got to talk to him, make sure that he feels good, and then we'll get through tomorrow, which is only a walkthrough. But I don't get too far ahead of myself after some of my experiences last year.
How would you describe sort of any internal conflict or discussions that you go through about the preseason? How many games there are, how long your starters should go in each game, the risk of injury. Tell me about how much you think about that.
0. I mean, you got to play. That's how you get better. I mean, it is what it is. And that's, they tell us to play 4 games, we play 4 games. I mean, that's, when it comes to playing time and things like that, we kind of have our routine, and sometimes the flow of the game can change that, whether it be more or less. I know last year we were playing Dallas, and we came off the field, and I thought we're coming off a good drive, and all those guys were like, we're not coming out. We want to go another round. And so that's what we did. I mean, when those guys communicate like that and they want to stay in there, when we thought we were going to take them out, that was good to see from our guys. This last game, it was really the same thing. It was, what we got was really what we were looking to get, and then Matt went in, and those guys stayed in another series, and that was good work for us. And it's the same thing for this game. You always plan, all right, hey, that third preseason game, we're going to go into the half, we're going to come back out, kind of get in that rhythm. I mean, that's been like that every year since I've been calling plays, and I don't even know how many times I've actually done it, because something good's happened at the end of the half, or we've gotten enough plays. Just kind of have to be flexible.
In your opinion, 3 preseason games be enough to prepare an NFL team for the regular season?
Like, whatever they tell us to play, that's what we're going to do.
Adam, the defensive tackle got not manned by Ndamukong Suh. Is it fair to say that Godchild has passed Phillips? And is there a chance that can be turned around before the end of the season?
I don't want to say he's past him, but I would say right now we're going day to day, and whoever plays better that day, that's going to be the guy that's going to be in that starting lineup. And I know Terrell's making that competition live, and Gaucho's played well, and Jordan's had good days too, but maybe Gaucho's had a little bit better day. And I think everything's open. I know this: we're going to play more than 2 D tackles. I mean, we're going to get those guys rotating in there, and if we can get less plays, that's great. If we do a better job on offense this year, to where we hold on the ball a little longer, to where those guys don't have 75, 80 plays a game, that's ideal. But we're going to need 4 guys rolling in and out of there and being effective.
So Godchild has been the starter for weeks, so he's got a good string of day to day.
He's done a good job day to day and consistent.
Talking about McDonald, when he signed, he said that he knew that there was no leeway in any regard with you guys as far as going forward. What kind of stipulations did you put for him, and how has he done holding up his end of the deal on that?
The biggest conversation we had was, I just told him, just do right. Just do what you're supposed to do, be where you're supposed to be. You'll be in good shape. When you get on the field, that's the easy part for you. Just play hard. And he's done everything that we needed him to do. He's been a guy that's come in here, and he's fit in well in our locker room. I've really enjoyed being around him. He's a guy that has a lot of football knowledge. We've talked, I've called plays against him quite a bit over the last few years. It's probably 4 years in a row, 3 years in a row, something like that. And he's been an impactful player for Coach Fisher for his entire career, and getting him here and then being able to kind of do whatever we can to help him get better. It's been a good experience for us.
With Nate Allen, this is his second week really working with Rashad. How concerned are you about their chemistry and communication?
When you got 2 guys that are veterans like that, like all 3 of those guys really do a good job, because they talk a lot. When they're having film sessions, those guys they're always together. They're always kind of figuring out ways, how do we work off of each other? How do they work off the linebackers? Plus having those 2 guys at linebackers too help. And when you have LT and you got Kiko, I mean, they know what they're doing too. So we got some veteran guys back there kind of in that middle back half that they're not afraid to talk to each other. Nobody's going to be shy about helping the other guy out or correcting the other guy, or hey, I thought we were doing this. I mean, there's not a lot of conversations that aren't being had by those guys.
I feel like I saw some good stuff. Sorry, I feel like I saw some good stuff between Cutler and Kenny out here. What was your perspective on that relationship?
That whole group, whether it be the tight ends, the wide receivers, running backs, all those skill guys, they're working a lot together, and the communication has been outstanding. Everybody understands that, we were a little bit behind, and I don't even know how many days it's been for Jay now, and he's just trying to figure everybody out, body language. Hey, what have we changed since, we've been apart in Chicago, and our guys have really done a great job of going to him and talking to him, and he's done vice versa with him of what he's thinking and how he does certain things that are a little bit different. That's really the biggest thing for us. They got to speed it up, which they're trying to do by just having constant communication. Like everything that happens that we're kind of not sure on when we get out of practice, I mean, they are having conversations in our meeting, our film sessions, they're talking everything out. I mean, those guys have taken it upon themselves. They're not waiting for me to say something. They're not waiting for Clyde. They're not waiting for any of the other coaches. They're taking it on their own, and they're trying to make sure everything's tied up pretty tight before we hit this next game, and then they'll be doing the same thing leading in the first preseason or the first regular season game.
So Tankers League came out.
That was sick.
How much would you say, I mean, obviously losing a quarterback is going to cause a little bit of a changeover, but how much would you say it was a setback to where you were before Ryan's injury for the offense?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us was just there's a few things that we have to kind of move some pieces around is with what we do schematically. It's not a lot. I think really most of the things that we had to get caught up was Jay just getting more comfortable in the pocket and then kind of understanding how our guys will play sometimes. And, when there's a broken play, just getting used to everybody in that aspect as well. And it's really just kind of getting used to the guys you're playing with. I think that was just really the thing that we were looking to trying to speed up as fast as possible.
When you say Tankers are sick, do you mean like illness or hydration?
That was just illness as far as I was told.
With Jay, he sort of has a pocket presence to him or ability to extend plays. Is that something that you game plan for or you talk to playmakers about?
Yeah, it's really a feel. That's what I'm talking about with broken plays and guys getting used to kind of playing off each other. That was something that I know Dow Loggins worked really hard on when we went to Chicago of just not staying back there. That's he came up with a lot of really good drills to really kind of get him used to, hey, let's not just stand back there. Let's keep moving around. Let's find the open lanes. Let's, if protection breaks down, let's get outside the pocket. Let's not just take a sack and stand back there, think we got to hold on the ball until somebody comes open. And, that I really felt like that helped us a lot in 2015, especially on third down. He would find ways to get out of a lot of things that, not great play calls, and, he